we can cut this out, but patina is basically like, especially with like Louis Vuitton bags. The more you wear them, and they age, but if they are aged properly, they'll get this patina over them that almost preserves the leather. And so like an aged patinaed bag is going to be way more expensive than it was originally.
My apartment has a thick patina.
A thick patina of water on the floor.
Shit water.
We should talk about that, because the sequence of events that happened is pretty.
So you sent a text real quick. Let me just give you my perspective here. You sent a text to us saying I installed a new water feature, which showed a river of shit water flowing through your apartment. What I thought is that you were texting panicked and misspelled, or like it was autocorrect from you were putting in your own water heater. So I thought I was like, he lives in an apartment complex. Why is he installing his own water heater? And it must be like a mega water heater for all the units. What is he doing?
No, I did not have a typo. I was making a little joke.
I got it after that.
Well, but Brian didn't even know what was going on. So you had ongoing problems with your new apartment, leading up to the climax of finding mold.
I think this is now the climax.
Well, yeah, that's
you better hope.
That's when you know a movie's good, is when there's multiple climaxes.
Okay,
just like sex.
So we broke our landlord
in half.
Unintentionally.
Broke him in half.
Backbreaker.
Unintentionally. So it all started when we moved in. We had ants, and
no uncles.
Oh shit! We had ants.
Brian is a comedian from the 80s.
It's Chet on the hour. Here's Bo at Traffic and Weather.
ANTZ, like the movie.
Oh, they were Jewish.
Yeah. So we had ants when we moved in, and we thought we could deal with that on our own. And we're like, eventually told our landlord, and he was like, "Oh, the ants weren't there when you moved in, so not my problem." So we hire an exterminator. Actually, we don't hire an exterminator. We go out of town, we come back, and our place is just fucking riddled with flies. Like, I'm talking fly traps that are just covered. Like, going through tons of fly traps, just covered in flies. We're like, what the fuck? So we finally call the exterminator. We try to get the landlord to pay for that, and he won't. We hire an exterminator. He walks in the place, and he goes, "There's something dead in your walls for sure. I can smell it. Like, I'm really good at this. There's a dead rat probably.
Was it like the Exorcist vibe?
No, he was like, it's a sweet.
He just slowly turns around.
There's
something dead in the walls.
Yeah, he was like, it's
rubbing a cross on the wall like a stud finder.
We might
the cross
need
just
that.
like sucks out of his hand and sticks to the wall.
Because it's like a fucking plague of flies. Like, it could have been locusts. I don't know. But
dude, that scene in Scary Movie 2 when they're trying to do the exorcism and he's taking a shit and all the flies are swarming around him.
That's what it was.
God.
That's what it is. So he comes in and he's like, it's a sweet, sickly smell. Y'all have probably gotten used to it. There's definitely a dead animal in your walls. We're like,
sweet, sickly?
Sweet, sick, like sweet to the smell,
Sweet,
but also,
sickly
yeah,
smell.
That's what he said. That's what he said. We have a video of him saying
Was it Gary Busey?
It was his brother. John Busey.
Larry Busey.
Yeah, Larry Busey. No, so
it was Curly.
So we have to leave the place for a full day. I think it's like 24 hours. You got to be out of the place. They spray the whole place. No more bugs, no more flies. But he's like, you should do a mold test in a specific place. We do it. Takes like 96 hours or 48 to 96 hours. I look at it at 48 hours, nothing. Leave the sample. It's in a petri dish for like another day. It's just a huge black mold spot growing in the petri dish. So now we have black mold. We send this to the landlord, and he says, I don't want to be a landlord anymore. I'm going to give you back your money. Can you be out by like November 1st? Just basically is saying, I'll kick you out. Whatever.
Jesus. Fuck.
Which, if he wants to resell this place, he doesn't want to rent anymore. He wants to sell it. He's going to have to address the mold issue. So I was pushing back the whole time. Like, I don't want to move. Tell him to fix this fucking mold issue. It's in one spot. Then we'll move on, and he won't hear from us again. Then last night, the fucking pipes rupture, the toilet's overflowing for hours. We're calling emergency plumbers. It's on a Sunday.
Is it just your unit?
Yeah. They're individually owned. It's not an apartment complex. It's a condo that we rented from this one guy.
Wow. And so the pool room is like a common room for the whole. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Not kept up. That's why it's so shitty up there. Nobody addresses that room. It just, I think it was once an apartment complex that was a fun room. There's a sauna in that room that's just filled with random shit. Like, I think it was like a cool room that people could hang out in back in 1981.
Get sweaty before playing pool.
Yeah, you gotta get sweaty. It slides easier. I don't know.
Into your butthole.
So that was like the last straw for me of like, I have no interest in living here. Like, fuck this. It ruined an expensive rug. We had guys there till about 9 o'clock at night last night cleaning up the place, and the plumber was there. He's like annoyed with me, like, yeah, don't flush anything. It's like, you mean shit and piss? Like, what? Like, it's a bathroom. We can use the bathroom. Like,
yeah, that's just like, I mean, do you know how old the building is? It sounds just like an old shitty building.
Well, it was vacant for almost 2 years, this unit. So I think a lot of things just hit the fan. A lot of shit.
Damn.
When he says, I don't want to be a landlord anymore, is that like some kind of like loophole reasoning with how he can evict you without evicting you?
He is not evicting us. Yeah. It was an agreement that was reached of, we put a lot of money down to get this place, first and last month rent, I think 2 months rent and last month, to beat out other people. And he's giving us all that back. And I don't know. At first I thought he was kind of fucking us over, and now I just want to get out. And if he's giving us some money back, great. Like,
yeah, fuck it. It just sucks,
and that'll
that
just go on to the next place or whatever.
It's just, I want him to pay for
sucks. That, and I want him to pay for our movers, because this place sucked to move into.
You gonna get rock and roll movers?
I mean, we have the truck at my work. That's what I use to move in. So if we could get movers and not have to rent a truck, like if we get like 3 TaskRabbit guys to do the physical, but I provide the truck, maybe, I don't know. I just don't want to physically do it. It's up like 15 stairs, down 3 stairs, up 3 stairs, and that's just the first level of our apartment. It sucked to move into this place.
God, why does it go up and downstairs?
So it's like you go there. You're on ground
level. Sounds like
level.
David Bowie's castle.
Well, you're on a hill, so it's up 15 stairs to get to the ground level. Then it's down 3 stairs to get to a few apartments, and then up 3 stairs, and we're tucked in the back corner. And then our place is 2 stories, so that's just the first floor of our apartment. So, it's just sucks.
Brutal.
Yeah.
You got to get rock and roll movers. Dude.
Why? Do you work for them? Why are you pitching them?
They just crack me up.
It's just roadies that are no longer on the road.
Well, no, it's musicians. It's like people in like punk bands and shit started a moving company so that they could have a job when they come home.
Yeah.
When they're touring, and all this stuff, and it's just so funny to me that there's just.
Well, if you think we should get them, maybe we will.
It's just. It's like, I just don't.
If you show up,
that's the community that he wants to be supported.
The thing that's so funny to me about it is that, like, yeah, of course, I get why a bunch of musicians got together and decided that they should start a company that allows them to have employment when they get home. But why would they consider that the marketing angle?
Yeah.
Like, why not just call it a moving company? Yeah. Why not let, like, oh, a bunch of fucking, like, drug addict alcoholics are going to go move all my shit?
Yeah.
Like,
it's got to be a bunch of dudes in, like, tight jeans and sleeveless shirts.
Just hung over as fuck, super pale.
Yeah, I don't.
It just seems like
they somehow broke everything.
Yeah, they're throwing everything out the top window. It just seems like
it doesn't seem like a group.
He's got an old TV.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a group of like big, strong men that can move your couch and shit either.
No,
it's like a bunch of skinny
sleeveless. Yeah, and I we're here to move your TV.
I got it. I'm good.
Yeah. It seems like they should have called it just like, Bo and Taylor's Moving Company and keep that other part a secret.
Sir, you can't smoke in here, sir.
Yeah.
I can't smoke in here.
Well, where can I smoke? Mussolini.
Are they all shipped in from fucking London?
Because they're rock and roll movers.
He's wearing like a fucking feather boa. I'm like, this guy is not helping. There's like one guy that stands off to the side like, what's in the fridge though?
Who tied this bandana to my lampshade?
There's so many microphones in here. I don't own any microphones.
That'd be funny if they just come in and set your living room up for a show. Check. Dun, dun, dun. That would be the shit.
All these boxes that are marked living room, go to the living room. You always do what you're told, don't you little sheep?
Oh fuck, that's awesome. They just come fuck up your house a little bit.
Rock and Roll Movers bothers me.
Now we're hiring them.
Yeah.
What about K-pop movers? What would that be like?
I bet they're strong.
Better not have anything heavy. You think they're strong?
Yeah,
You think
secretly.
a bunch of teenage fucking Korean boys are strong?
They're like built in a lab to be the most effeminate boys on earth.
Yeah, they're built to dance and to like squeeze through any like tight spaces.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Like an octopus.
Feels racist. I don't know if it is, but
Koreans are the octopus of humans.
That's Octopus Game. It's like Squid Game, but it's Octopus Game where that's where K-pop singers try to fit through the tightest hole.
Try to move my apartment.
Put them in a mason jar and you have to open it from the inside. I've watched way too many octopus videos.
Yeah, they're smart.
They're fucking sick.
The wick is smart.
It was the wickedest smart.
Yeah, you got to get Boston people to move you.
Yeah, 100%.
They can move the shit.
Boston movers.
There's a 4-leaf clover on the truck, you're doing fine.
Yeah, that place is getting moved. It's gonna smell a bit like cigarettes.
They will be a little abrasive.
It's just called, it's called The Movers.
Where the fuck do you want this?
You want to get your girlfriend out of the place.
First she'll hate him and then she'll be fucking them.
Yeah, she's like, he's such a jerk.
Yeah. You can't. Don't wear any Yankees attire, or else you'll get beat up. That's one of my favorite videos. Is in the era of like girls walking around New York getting catcalled. This guy put a Yankees hat on and walked around Boston.
Oh, I've seen.
And just had shit talked to him the whole time.
Yeah, dude. Fucking.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously Boston's not as like dangerous as it once was. I don't think people are going to physically attack you for wearing a Yankees hat, but they'll give you a piece of their mind for sure. Like, they're definitely going to talk shit. Like, that's their favorite thing to do.
Last night the Yankees came back and won an elimination game, and as a diehard Red Sox fan, I was like, it means more to me for them to lose than it does for the Red Sox to win.
Yeah.
Which is a really insecure way to think, but that's what's happened to us over the years.
Yeah. Not to get into baseball talk, because I'm not even a huge baseball guy, but Astros and Padres, okay. We'll see.
What does that mean? What is that in reference to?
Well, Dodgers are out.
You just named two Marlins and Yankees.
No, the Astros and the Padres are kicking ass in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's only you that didn't understand what he was doing, which is fine.
And all 13 people that are watching.
Hey,
I bet one of them knows.
Yeah, at least one.
Comment if you know who the Padres are.
The Phillies are going to be the Padres.
You know what we looked up yesterday, me and my girlfriend? She said something about the Padres, and I was like, I thought it was weird that they were just called like the dads.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a priest.
But then, we looked it up that there was like father.
Yeah.
Like in Catholicism.
At the mission. Yeah,
I
there's
had
a
no
Padre.
idea. I didn't know that. So
Well, yes.
can't support a Christian-based team.
Well, it was
Can't do it.
It was San Diego, so it's like
That's a big
like-
Catholic city.
no, well, it's like the trailhead of old Mexico, right? Like,
Well, there's at least a mission down there.
yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
mission. Old Town San Diego is all like was once churches or something like that.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Really?
Yeah. So I
Torn
think
down and built Marine bases.
I think
Hell
I think
yeah.
it's in reference to the first mission on the trail up California from Mexico or something like that.
I mean, it was.
This is
Mexico.
way wrong. This is way wrong.
Yeah, this is not.
cut that.
This is not Dan Carlin's podcast right now.
But the Los Angeles Angels, that's
Of Anaheim.
well, now they're Anaheim. But
No, they're
originally,
the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah.
That's their full name. Isn't
And-
that crazy?
Wait, what?
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
yeah, the baseball team. So it's the Angels.
Wait, is the name of the team? Are they the Angels of Anaheim?
No. It's like some fucking. It almost
They were
sounds like
original-
when
That's
somebody's
what
like
I'm
a
saying,
Duke of York. It's like
Yeah,
Prince Charles,
like they
Duke
used
of
to
York.
be the Angels, but now are they the Angels of Anaheim? Like, is that their?
No. Their nickname is still the Angels. They're the Los Angeles Angels de lo.
Like,
Wait,
Anaheim.
Robin of Locksley?
Yes.
But Los
exactly.
Angeles is the Angels, so it's the Angels, the Angels. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So it's the Angels of Anaheim. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah, they were the California Angels.
Yeah.
Then they became.
And they were like, get a fucking.
And then they became the Anaheim Angels.
What are they? What's the like origin of that name? Because so many names are like based on, like the Orlando Magic is based on Walt Disney, most magical place on earth.
Utah Jazz.
I imagine it has something to do with
Angels?
Disney.
No,
I think you would tell me that.
I think
No,
it's.
I
think
have no
it's
idea.
just Los Angeles is
Because
the Angels.
Los
Oh, the
Angeles,
city of
like-
angels. Stupid angels. God, we're idiots.
That's no. We just said that.
I thought you were saying.
Los Angeles is the Angels.
I thought you were saying "la" means the, like the
Los-
angels, the angels.
Oh my god! I literally was
It's
just
10 in the
describing-
morning. What do you want?
It is 10 in the morning.
10:30.
It's 10 in the morning. Here's Taylor with the weather.
It's pretty. It feels nice out. It feels pretty nice out.
I liked when it was gray the other day.
I actually did
was
like
really
that a lot.
nice.
Any overcast or rainy.
Ooh,
when it was rainy,
That's my favorite.
when it was rainy on Saturday, me and my lady just went to Beverly Hills and walked around because nobody was there, and it's just nice out. I love rainy LA. That's my favorite.
I did too.
That's when I go to the beach the most in the winter when it's rainy and cold. I just love it.
Have you ever heard of Oregon or Washington? Because you would love it up there, dude.
Yeah, but then you're
No,
not
but
in
long
LA.
term, no.
But then you're in Oregon or Washington.
Yeah.
But I like LA when it's those climates.
The colors pop.
Well,
Yeah,
when
it's
it's, like,
nice.
really
and
gray.
people sort of stay away from like certain areas,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I love it.
I think that when I posted a picture like 2 years ago about like it was a gray day, and I was like a great gray day in L.A. and someone from Washington, I think Seattle, was like, you would love it here, and I was like, no, it's cool because it's not all the time. Like I don't
Right.
think I would enjoy it if it was every fucking day.
Yeah, the enjoyment comes in the sunny days and
Yeah.
Portland and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
all those,
Seattle.
all those people up there, they like their light bulbs are grow lights and shit because they don't like get enough sunlight. So they just
Interesting.
they're like little plants living
Little
in their
vitamin
fucking
D
houses.
lights.
Yeah, they're like full spectrum lighting.
What's
That's why
the
they're so
weed
weird
like?
up there. They don't get enough vitamin D.
I don't think they're that weird.
They're all like reptiles.
definitely weird
just
up there.
under a sun lamp.
Yeah, essentially.
Ugh.
Except their blood's warm.
Oh, well, you think?
Yeah, that's true.
What
They're
is-
all
what-
lizard
what-
people living up there in
Besides
Oregon.
the LED, what's the flowering light? High pressured sodium light
Oh, I don't know.
for growing weed?
All I know is
Not
it's
sure.
called full spectrum lighting. That's
Okay.
that's what I.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah. I'm
I
not
always
sure.
wanted to grow, and now that I don't smoke weed, I still kind of want to grow.
It's fun.
You should.
Right?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, it comes from
It's
the earth.
super-
It cannot hurt.
That's right. It's super easy to. It's super easy to grow now because you can just go buy a clone. I believe.
Weird me out over
Put it
here.
on a shirt. He's only been up for 30 minutes, so
I went to work a little bit before this.
this morning
Yeah.
Is that what you call taking a huge shit?
I went to work.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I went
it's-
into the office and took a shit.
At 7-Eleven or wherever you have to shit right now?
No, it was at work. I actually made it all the way to work, and then I got a usually the other guy that works there isn't there that early, and he got there and was like, "Here's a list of things we need to do," which means things that I need to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm leaving like 20 minutes," and I went and took a shit. And then I left. So
Took
you
a
pretty much
20-minute
nailed
shit.
it.
You punched in,
Yeah.
you shit, and then you clocked out.
I don't. Yeah, it's all through a time card that I type in. So this will be my lunch, and then I'll go back and work the rest of the day.
Fun.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I was working on a project over at a friend's house, and I didn't know everybody there, and I blew his bathroom up,
Yeah.
like destroyed it, and
Yeah,
I was
it's all that chicken.
humiliated. I haven't had that much chicken recently.
Is it your shift back to red meat?
I think it is. I really do.
What
but
are
man,
you eating, red meat wise?
Last night I had a pot roast.
Did you just go crazy?
Oh, I love a pot
I had
roast.
a potato
roast, too.
potato pot roast.
Have you ever done a
That's my
a
favorite.
Mississippi pot roast with like the
What's that?
That's when you shit in a crock pot and you shove it up somebody's pussy.
You just scoop it right out of the
Yeah.
toilet.
No, you put a bunch of pepperoncinis in there, or banana peppers, whatever you want to call them. You put a bunch of those in there, and it's like essentially a pot. My mom
the
is
same. It's the same as a pot roast.
maybe it's a Memphis. Maybe I'm mixing them up.
carrots, potatoes.
No, you don't do all that. You do like it's a hot pot roast. You're doing pepperoncinis and like a specific rub and probably beef broth or something like that, and you let it sit in that.
But that's it. Just beef and pepperoncinis.
I think so.
That's weird.
A Mississippi pot roast.
Yeah, look it up. It might
I
be
love
Memphis. It's an M for sure.
That I bought a crock pot almost like specifically for making pot roast.
Is there a difference between a slow cooker and a
No.
No.
got it.
Mississippi pot roast. I
All right.
found one.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, 3 to 4 pounds of chuck roast.
Yep.
That's the first ingredient.
Fair enough.
Little hype, but I'll listen.
3 to 4 pounds.
Okay. What do you need to make a Mississippi pot roast? Here's the beauty of this roast. It's so simple. Here's all you need. A chuck roast, ranch dressing mix.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Like the powder season?
Yep, the powder.
Au jus gravy mix.
Au jus.
Butter.
Don't mind
and
if I
Jared pepperoncini peppers.
Yeah.
So they just took all the vegetables and everything.
I've never made one, but it's always on the slow cooker subreddit. They're always like, I did the thing.
That doesn't sound as appetizing.
You know
as
it's gonna
just
be good.
regular pot roast to me.
I do love regular pot roast. My mom made it growing up, and it took till my sister came back from college. Was like, I never liked that.
Damn, I'm gonna make one. Maybe I'll make one tomorrow. Actually, I fucking love pot roast, man.
Especially
it's pot roast weather now too.
Especially
really
if you
is,
set it in the
yeah.
morning.
That's the way to go. Yeah,
Let it go like 7 hours on low.
Because if you can, because the way to do it is to you gotta wait and add carrots later. Add them 4 hours in. If you do 8 hours.
Yeah, they become carrot mush.
Yeah, you do it 8 hours in, so they still got some like. But the best way to do it is to salt and season them in a bag and then let them sit in the bag and like soak that shit in and then throw. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're listening to Afternoon Delights, the cooking show with Taylor and Bo.
Hi,
You got the music ready?
I'm Taylor Rizzo. Today
I'm
we're gonna
Agua.
do some.
You got one meal to
Toast.
make to impress somebody whoever you want to impress the most
Okay.
in the world. What meal do
Obama.
you make?
Obama.
Okay, what are you making Obama? And
You go first.
Man, see, you guys just set me up for racist
Bo's
jokes.
mouthing fried chicken.
I
to me.
know.
I'm
I
like,
could
don't
hear
do
him
that,
say
Bo.
it. I could hear him say it. He said fried chicken and collard greens.
I was
I
gonna
was
make.
like, Bo, what?
Wait, what?
He's on camera. You can see he's not doing it.
We'll put a black bar over his mouth.
Remember how Conan used to do those impressions with the mouth over the face?
yeah.
We're going to do that to you.
Oh shit! Damn,
You
one
better
meal
not.
to cook. I would probably cook
Meth.
either like a
Boys.
chicken parmesan with
Boy roast.
with spaghetti,
Chicken parmesan with spaghetti.
or or like a breakfast. If I could cook breakfast, like French toast, scrambled eggs, like if I could cook just a regular American breakfast, that I can do really well with that as
Yeah.
well. But damn,
What would
I
be in your American breakfast?
I would be super. Well, I would go French toast because I love French toast.
You got to do home fries.
I don't know if
I
he's
would
a
go
sweets
home
guy.
fried potatoes, because I just like fried potatoes. I would do, depending on what they wanted, I can fry a really good egg. I can scramble. My scrambled eggs are pretty banging.
I believe it. Don't make them gray.
I do like a no. I do like
Greg's.
I do like a good poached egg.
I do too.
But that'd be a little more difficult for me to make.
What about you couldn't do like a, what is that sauce called? A hollandaise sauce.
You got to do a hollandaise.
I could do, but I wouldn't do a hollandaise sauce unless we were doing a poached egg.
like an eggs Benedict. Or
Yeah,
something.
because I wouldn't do it on
I think Obama
just
would
like
really
scrambled or
appreciate
like a
that.
fried egg. I wonder what his egg preferences are. What are your? Because I either like scrambled eggs,
Now hear this.
soft,
I do like
or-
my eggs a certain way.
or I like an over
that?
medium
That's
fried egg.
beautiful. I like it over medium fried egg. I
Well,
like a fluffy.
Let me tell you.
Yep. Or I like a Swiss,
hear this.
Swiss mushroom omelet too. I like.
Okay. I don't like omelets because they tend to cook the eggs too firm. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
a scrambled egg that's a little too firm.
Yeah, I
is
had
like,
my omelet, dude. It's fluffy, dude. You could sleep on this motherfucker.
okay, all right.
I'm doing smash burger, obviously.
Yeah, if you're cooking it. Yeah.
That would be the first option if I'm really trying to get fancy about it.
You doing a side?
Well, if I'm not doing a burger, I would do a steak with a wine reduction sauce or something like that.
Okay.
Like really simple steak, seared really hard, pretty pink or pretty red throughout it, but not blue or anything. In a nice wine reduction sauce with, shallots and all that good stuff. And reduce that. Get it to where it sticks to the back of the spoon. Boom. Pour that over the steak, or a chimichurri, which is always way easier. You don't
chimichurri
have
is
to
my
reduce
shit.
Throw it in the blender. cover that in the steak. Chimichurri on any steak, fucking shitty skirt steak is fucking delicious.
Yeah.
So
we had fucking like steak that was all cut up over mashed potatoes with chimichurri on it, and god damn, it was one of my favorite meals.
Yeah, I let my girlfriend do the mashed potatoes and veggies, and we just have an assortment of roasted veggies, mash, and I do the steaks with a chimichurri or a wine reduction sauce.
Fuck.
And Obama's going to be like...
Yeah, Obama would love... But you know what's sad is that he would like... Never mind. I was going to say this to talk shit about you, but it sounded racist. I was going to say that Obama would like your air fried chicken more than anything that we made.
I mean, air fryers do the thing.
I still don't...
If you're going to do fried chicken, though, do it in oil.
Tyler has ruined air fryers for me because whatever one that they had when we lived together...
Everything tasted the same.
It made the whole house smell a specific way, no matter what they cooked. And it was crazy.
House cologne. I like that.
Yeah.
House cologne.
Yeah,
but it was like
put a chicken in there and it
was
who doesn't want to smell like chicken?
It didn't smell like chicken. That's the thing. It smelled like an air fryer. Does that make sense?
Well, then he must have just been doing it like Jackson does it, where you just throw a fucking naked breast in the thing and just fry it.
Call it fried.
Yeah.
We
season your food, people.
When I lived in Austin, we would have a group of guys and girls, but it was the main crew was a group of guys, and there was a pool table there. It was in this house. We had like 3 real fryers, like the store-bought fryers that are about yay big. And we had 3 of those, with the tray and everything. And we'd tell people to bring a flat of wings. And so we'd have like 10 flats of wings in the refrigerator, and we'd cook them a bunch. It took us multiple years to realize, why the fuck are we doing this inside? Like, the whole place smelled terrible. Your clothes smelled terrible. You were just covered in the smell of fry oil. And it took us probably 2 years to realize to set a table up upstairs or outside with an extension cord and have all the fryers out there. We were doing it in the kitchen for 2 years. Jesus. Just stinking the shit.
Just open a window.
No, not even. Maybe a door open.
How often were you doing this?
Every Monday.
Every Monday for 2 years, you were eating 10 flats of wings?
With like
celery,
20 to 30 people.
Some celery.
I mean, some days.
Yeah, everybody would just bring wings over to Bo's house.
It was like a party,
and then they would leave.
Yeah.
Every Monday, we'd play pool, make a shit ton of wings. We were called the Deep Fried Chicken Boys. And
were you?
Yeah, we called ourselves that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, no. Fried Out Chicken Boys. That's what we were called.
Fried Out Chicken.
Because we were also doing dabs. We were big stoners.
Tight.
Fried Out Chicken Boys. And, dude, we did that every Monday, and it took us forever. Also,
does everybody from the Houston area end their crew with boys in it?
What do you mean?
Like, it just seems like a Third Coast scissor thing to be like, dem something boys.
Dem boys. No, that's a Cowboys thing, right?
Well, dem boys is a Cowboys thing, but yeah.
No, we're the Fried Out Chicken Boys.
Yeah.
Unrelated to the Cowboys. None of us were Cowboys fans.
Okay.
But yes, a very Third Coast scissor thing, for sure.
Now, is this like a Third Coast scissor type of
You know what's funny?
thing?
It's like high journalism.
You're so not wrong, because not everybody in that house, but people in that house were obsessed with fucking lean.
Yeah.
Like, there were a few guys in that place that
obsessed is a different word. It's addicted. Yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah, that's the word, addicted.
Yeah. No, we were all
He's just
stoners.
obsessed with heroin, man.
No,
yeah.
I mean, that is
it's all I think
what
about.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the most appropriate use of the word obsession, I would think, is what heroin does to you.
Yeah.
No, but
because it's not like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this outfit. It's not like
it's like, oh my God,
really?
Listen, so how I changed my life is with this little thing. It's called heroin.
Would you go homeless and prostitute yourself to get that shirt?
Yeah.
Then you're not obsessed with it.
Yeah, they were all the person that was most into lean, obsessed maybe.
Most leaned in.
Honestly, was not addicted and just really liked the aesthetic of it, I think. And he made a ton of money selling weed and all this stuff. So he'd up from time to time. But he was not addicted. Like, it was very rare. It was like, oh, it's Christmas? Let's up, you know.
How often would your friend up the scissor?
Probably once every other month. Like, he was not fully addicted to it. It was like a treat.
And
he shared it, which is a good sign of not being addicted. To be like, do y'all want to up?
Or it's like, I need you to do this with me.
I was going to say, there's a lot of that.
I know what you're talking about.
You got to be in this with me so I don't feel embarrassed of how
it's the way people get pissed when I turn down drinks.
Yeah.
Dude, pills, people are really like that.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was like, so from time to time, I would dabble, like in high school, would do a fucking painkiller or something with this guy. And then he got to the point where he would, like, I remember we were moving into a place together, and he was asking our neighbor, who we just got introduced to, like, you got any sets? You got any of this? Yeah. I'm like, dude.
Vikes and sets.
That's our fucking neighbor. Like, why are you asking them for drugs? Like, he was already in a bad place.
As soon as they can chew them without wincing at all, that's when it's over.
Yeah. Is it chewing or snorting?
Some people just straight, like,
put it in their mouth and chew it.
Brett Favre would just chew it down.
So bad. I'm so glad I got like turned off by that so early on, because it's not a good look.
If it didn't make me itch, I'd probably be a complete addict.
Dude, yeah.
I was like, because
it's the worst. It's not even itching. It's like kind of this. It's not like, it's not scratchy. It's like kind of doing this all the time.
Fidgety.
You know?
Yeah. I was hanging out with this comic who I won't say his name. But it was when I had a show in West Hollywood, and he did the show. We were all hanging out afterwards, just bullshitting, riffing on stuff. And we were talking about heroin, and I was like, why wouldn't you just take morphine? Like, it's approved by doctors, it's safe, it is heroin. I was just like talking shit about it. And then like,
well, where do you get that? And you know, no.
Well, and then like 10 minutes later, people started like dispersing, and he like pulled me aside, this comic, and he's like, hey man, I just want to let you know if you're being serious, I can give you some right now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. We talked about this before. Oh yeah, we did. And it's like a big name comic.
It was Vince Champ.
It is a big name comic, yeah.
And Vince Champ?
No.
He was the rapist comic.
Yes. The college.
Yeah, the college rapist comic.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stage. You're a college rapist comic. Like, what a great title.
Norm Macdonald said it. He goes, "Who is that?" This guy goes, "Who's that comic whose gimmick was he was like raping?" Yeah, and Norm goes, "Possibly the worst gimmick ever."
Fuck. What's your shtick? Well, wait till you get a load of this.
You think Carrot Top's uncomfortable?
Oh my god,
Top is great. He needs to stop.
But no, so this dude pulls me aside.
Carrot Bottom.
Pulls out 2 different bottles. Pulls out one, goes, all right, this one will start immediately, and goes, this one is a time release.
Yeah.
He goes, take this one, and then wait about an hour, and then take this one. That's your whole day.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. He hit me up the next day on Twitter. He's like, hey man, just checking in, wanted to make sure you're doing okay. Blah blah blah. Really nice and sweet about it.
Was it Mary Kate or Ashley Olsen?
It was actually Elizabeth Olsen.
It was Greg Olsen, the tight
end. But it was like it was one of the weirdest, but like most generous like interactions I've had with another comic. Like, he's still, anytime I run into him, he's super sweet to me and is like nice, but he's into pills too.
Yeah, big time.
He just loves it. But yeah, it was.
But did you do him?
I did not actually.
But you told him you did.
I'm super lit still.
Yeah, no, I actually did.
I was hallucinating. It was crazy. I saw the devil.
I like had to wait. I don't remember what happened actually. I think I ended up.
Sounds like you ate them then.
No, I didn't. No, I think I ended up eating mushrooms the weekend that I was gonna do it, and then I think I gave them to somebody else. Actually, I think I gave them away. But yeah, I just never ended up taking them. I was a little bit worried I was gonna like it too much. I think
I did oxys a few times, and I liked it a lot, and I was like, don't keep doing this. Like, it was too nice, because what we were talking about with the itchiness, it didn't have any of that. You feel just very content. And
zero anxiety.
Yeah, zero anxiety, and it was really nice, and yeah, not something you want to do long term.
Yeah.
I remember like typing in my phone like weed and oxy is great.
Oh man. Let's you guys down for some not trivia?
Yeah.
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 You third coast scissor. What
Third coast scissor. Can we put that on a t-shirt?
Yeah. I think it's been on plenty of Houston rappers t-shirts.
Has it ever been not in a diamond crusted gold font?
Yeah, mostly.
This one's different. There's no stacks of cash next to a woman in a
I'm not going to buy that. Why would I buy that?
Dude, because you love it.
Where's the cash at? Don't be surprised if she asks for the cash at.
All right, bitches.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Not trivia.
We're getting
God
worse.
Damn, we got
week.
way worse.
We're getting worse every week.
Wait, let's try it one more time.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Not trivia.
No,
I'm bad. I think it's me. I do think
it
is me.
I think the black mold is affecting your lungs.
Yeah, dude. I'm dying.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about
black mold
scary movies.
Ooh, I've been watching a lot of spooky
Wait,
movies.
the franchise scary movie?
Yes, the franchise.
Oh.
We're going to be talking about all 5 scary movies today.
Okay.
I don't know if I could do much.
No, that's not
I watched
true.
them all pretty recently.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't go past 3.
No, I watched them all.
I
And the
watched
new
1,
one's
2,
good.
and 3. How new is the new one?
Like 2021.
Really?
Yeah. It's just called Scream.
The new Scream?
It's called Scream?
I hosted a premiere for that. Holy shit.
Wait, we're talking about Scary Movie.
No,
not
I know.
Scream. So the new Scary Movie is called Scream?
I got
No.
Yeah,
confused.
you fucking idiot.
I got confused. I was thinking Scream the whole time.
I know.
Because he's like, what's your favorite scary movie? Whatever. Move on. But we're not talking about the scary movies, right?
We're not.
But did you see the new Scream?
I haven't seen the
Jesus,
new
It's
Scream
bro.
yet.
good. It's good. It's good. I got mixed up. I got mixed up.
I love when we get to the trivia portion, which is where all the just regular conversations come out.
I love Bo just free associating. And really, the next thing.
My vape tastes like fucking Flintstone vitamins. Is that an issue? Should I contact someone?
His thought process is just 6 degrees of separation from whatever the next thought is.
Close enough. All right, let's go.
This is your new trivia.
Zero?
Not trivia music bag.
Is this some third coast?
Is that,
Yeah.
is that zero?
Yeah. This is Big Mo.
No, that's zero
You're
rapping.
listening to Not Trivia
Wait,
with
see who
Bo.
it's featuring. Bang Screw.
Yeah, Zero.
All I want to do.
Zero and Tight Eyes.
Yeah. That person rapping was zero. That's like my favorite Houston rapper.
Tie ties.
Tight Ties. Tight Ties.
That's a badass.
Tight Ties.
His recent
I
post on
tie-ties.
Instagram, Zero, was since I'm about to lose my freedom, had to take the boys out and posted like a $4,000 bill at a restaurant.
Oh, is he about to go to jail?
So,
Aww. Or was a Democrat about to be elected
he's
mayor
about to-
of Houston?
or he's about to get married. I wasn't sure if he was about to get married since I'm about to lose my freedom.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That actually sounds more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Zero's
getting
the
wiped
best.
up. That's
Zero.
so funny. All right, scary movies
Joseph McVeigh.
are the topic of, or the theme
Okay.
of Not Trivia
Not
today.
Scream necessarily.
Not Scream. In fact, Scream is not included in any of these questions. I only
Okay.
have 3 questions, in fact.
That's fine.
But the last one, I feel like I'm going to want to chat about a little bit. Okay, question number 1 for the both of you. Of the 4 major scary movie franchises, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which of these, if I had to choose, would I watch the entire
Franchise?
franchise?
Oh.
Yeah. If I had to watch the entire franchise of one of these.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there more Texas Chainsaw Massacres than the remake of the original? And
There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Matthew McConaughey, and then there's
And
and
then
then it goes
there's-
into all the later offspring.
And then there's the remake with Jessica Biel, which has a sequel,
Then
or
there's
2 sequels.
Then there's Leatherface.
And then there's the newest Texas Chainsaw that just came out.
There's still more before that.
And so, yeah, there's 10 plus,
I don't know.
or
about
maybe
10.
less than 10. Maybe
I would
close to
say
8
out
or
of
9.
that group, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is by far the best of that group. But,
that's why I was thinking, like,
but it's not the best franchise.
did you
It
say
might
that-
be the
But
worst
as far as
franchise.
like you're talking numbers in like how many movies there are.
Yeah, well, the reason why I was wondering is that, like, if there was significantly less Texas Chainsaw Massacres, the chances are I didn't know there was as many as all the other franchises.
Yeah, so, a shit ton.
Yeah, so Friday the 13th, there's obviously a shit ton. Halloween, there's probably less than 10.
But there's a.
I'm going Nightmare.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street, I believe there's 11.
I'm going Nightmare.
I know that Nightmare on Elm Street is more consistent of all the franchises. Like I know that I didn't like either 2 and 3, but I loved 4. There was like a later one I loved.
3 and 5 are good. Dream Warrior. Yeah.
That's great.
And
that's what I was gonna guess too.
Dream Child's decent. 2 is pretty bad.
I believe Friday the 13th. Ooh, I actually don't know. Maybe Nightmare has the most.
Well, we know we get
overall
to Jason X, and then after that it's Freddy versus Jason, so that's 10. So so that's at least 11 movies, but I'm going.
But there's
Nightmare is my answer.
Yeah, because Nightmare has 9 plus Freddy vs. Jason plus the reboot.
Yeah, the reboot was
so it
terrible.
Should be 11. Yeah.
With the guy that played Rorschach on
Rorschach.
Rorschach on Watchmen.
Yeah,
Bojack.
Come on down to Bojack. Get you a 3-piece and a biscuit.
It's a really bad movie.
Bo doing a commercial for his. He's like, come on down to Bojack's. My vape tastes like Flintstone vitamins. Should I call somebody?
He's fucking Dave from Wendy's, just in every commercial.
They're like,
Bo's Backyard Burgers. It's gonna be like that.
It just starts with him blowing thick clouds. Like, come on down.
Or no, he's supposed to be pitching something else. He's just getting distracted.
Me?
I'm gonna go just for the sake of not saying the same thing as him. I'm gonna say Halloween.
All right, it was a tough choice for me between Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street.
You chose Nightmare. I can tell by the way you're setting it up.
I chose Nightmare.
It's a better series.
I agree with you.
I did. Yeah, and one of my biggest regrets living in LA is at the New Beverly, they had a lock-in and they showed all 9 original Nightmare on Elm Streets in a row on film. And I was so fucking bummed that I missed that.
Oof, that's like a stamina test.
So many though.
It is. I mean, it's like a crazy half hangout, half watch a movie,
Did
half
they take
slumber
the seats
party.
out and let you lay down?
No, I think you sit.
Was there a
seats.
pool?
It's like living in a
pool?
bus station.
I feel like lock-ins need to have pools.
But Halloween was a close one for me. I was pretty close to picking Halloween.
Have you seen the new Halloween?
I haven't, no.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah,
the Danny McBride
I've heard
version.
really bad stuff
bad.
about it. Yeah,
And I liked the other
fucking loved the first reboot.
The first one was good. The second one was literally just stayed on track. A lot of good kills. He kind of turned into a fucking martial arts expert at one point. And just was moving way too fast, not just stalking people, but just taking out 10 people at once. Kind of goofy. This new one is some cool kills, but just it's bad. They took a really weird direction with it, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad there's
I didn't
something
like
you
a
didn't
movie.
love. Yeah, I'm proud of you, Bo. I did see this thing on Twitter that was in the newest movie they did this shot that sort of matches a shot from the original Halloween.
Yeah, they
where
did
it's
do
her
that
behind a wall and Michael Myers sort of in the background. And the way that the lighting is different is crazy. It was this whole thread about how the death of film lighting and stuff, because literally in the
I don't know which shot you're talking about.
In the original, I'll pull it up. In the original John Carpenter version, in that particular shot, I believe they used literally one light that was sourced from a window to get the shot.
Well,
compared to how well lit and everything bottom one is.
Oh wow.
And so it was you can tell how many they used, probably 20 different lights and different setups and all this stuff to light the new version of the scene. The background is well lit. You can see all of
lighting is voodoo. I don't understand it.
Can I
see that?
Yeah. Let me just.
Can you hold for a second?
No, we're gonna talk. We're just we're just gonna be quiet while Bo's gone.
And. Wait. Oh, I see. Okay.
So the top one is from the original, and then the bottom is from the newest. And they were basically trying to match
That bottom one looks like an uncorrected. So the bottom one is old Jamie Lee Curtis, and the top one is young Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
And the new movie looks like an uncorrected Blackmagic camera.
Yes, it
like
looks,
with no color correction.
It looks like they're shooting flat digital.
Yeah.
And then instead of darkening areas and lightening areas and creating like vibrance and contrast, they sort of let it sit in this like dull.
Have you ever watched David Lynch's like first film, where the guy grows a grandmother in his bed?
No.
It's amazing. It's really slow. It's from like 1960 something or 70. It's like his first thing he made.
No.
And but the lighting is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's a low budget film. And in the 60s.
Yeah.
But it's really fucking great. But I was admiring the lighting. I think like it's lit like a almost like how a silent film was, where I think it might have been layered.
Yeah. Yeah.
The film might have been layered to like black out the back and stuff. But it looks beautiful. But then all the color, it was filmed in black and white, I think, a lot of it. And I think they manually colored in a lot
Painted
of the
over
frames.
film, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That shit is. I mean,
It's
really,
on YouTube. It's like 10 minutes long.
lighting and sound are the two biggest like setbacks for independent film. Like if you have shitty lighting, it'll just never look like it belongs on a TV or on a screen. If you have shitty sound, it just won't feel like something of like legit production.
Yeah.
And so if you can connect yourself with people who understand lighting and composition and
Who are rare.
Yeah, rare. I mean, I've said this many times. We got really, really lucky on our movie with Finn and Dalton. Like, Finn really understands what a frame should look like, and Dalton really understands how to. Dalton was our gaffer, Finn was our DP, but Dalton really understands how light positioning creates a vision, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
with what Finn would want on screen versus how he would go about creating that. Like, there is a real understanding in that, and that is something I believe that's going to set us apart from other like independent movies. But just in general, that's something that allows your production value to skyrocket without actual funds.
I mean, there was some. I would say some of the more expensive shots were because of lighting, like that giant blocker they put around that center light in the lobby of the hockey arena. Like that involved a crane, right? It had to have.
No, we did the scissor lift.
They did it by hand, right?
That giant trampoline-looking light blocker.
No,
they let it down by hand, but I guess they got it up there with a scissor lift.
Oh no, the actual so what Brian's talking about for anybody. So what we did is there's a big circular lobby at the ice rink, and in the very top is a bunch of lighting, and so what they did is they turned off all the lighting in there, and we hung.
Was it for reflection?
Yeah, so we hung a bunch of lights of our own lighting, so that can be a little bit more controlled, and then they set up a 12 by 12 diffuser. So what that is it's you have them up here.
Yeah.
But for the audience, what that basically is a cloth that dims the light a little bit, but it spreads it and makes it a little bit softer. So they had a 12-foot by 12-foot diffuser, and then what they did is they tied ropes to it, and with the scissor lift they hooked it up in the ceiling, and then when they went up on the balconies on either side and they pulled it up by hand.
Like Deadliest Catch.
Exactly. And then they tied it off. They tied it off all around the balcony up top. So yeah, it was pretty sick. But that was the most intensive
involved
lighting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because we had all that up in the ceiling, which it was like a 20-foot ceiling. And then all of the pillars that we had around had individual lights on them as well that were controlled. So yeah, that was, but like the lighting in the bar that we did was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Me too.
And then the lighting in the locker room for your scene looks fucking amazing. So
yeah.
Like that little stuff makes such a big difference. And so moving forward with hopefully my project, I feel way more confident about like being able to capture,
it being lit.
About capturing more of a stylized sort of thing that's
Scissor.
definitely harder to pull off on an independent platform, So
for sure.
I'm pretty psyched.
Also, apparently, pretty hard to pull off on a non-independent.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. and honestly, the reason that things get fixed so much there is that a lot of those higher end productions are shooting flat digital, like we were just talking about. They're not taking the time to really light these scenes. They're depending on color correction and post lighting in the color correction, and then it just doesn't work that well, and so they're having to like process even more and more time to make it look passable.
Right.
But the look of that, of like digital light, it's just not the same. And so when you have real lights lighting real actors, it gives you that more cinematic feel, because that's what you're used to from actual movies. You know, everything up until 2003 or 4.
What was the first digital film?
I actually don't know. I know like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was the first movie that was completely color corrected digitally. That had never happened before that, and I think that was like 2001 or 98. I don't know when Oh Brother.
Soggy Bottom Boys.
Digitally filmed and post-produced feature film was Wind Horse. Shot in Tibet and Nepal.
What the fuck is Wind Horse?
Dude, Wind Horse. Dude.
I have no idea.
Horse.
Wind Horse.
Come on, horse, win.
Rainbow was the world's first film utilizing extensive digital post-production, but Wind Horse was it's directed by Paul Wagner, starring Dodon.
I have no idea.
And starring Jampa Kalsong.
So it's not an American.
Yeah.
It's not an American movie.
Richard Chang.
I wonder what was the first American digital.
Yeah. That's not what I asked, Siri.
I want to know.
It was the first real movie that was filmed digitally.
Hollywood. Man.
All right. First few digital films.
Because I know like Superbad was completely digital. That was 2000.
Star Wars Episode 1 and An Ideal Husband were the first motion pictures to be released to the big screen in digital in June of 1999.
Released in digital.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think Episode 1 was shot digitally.
Oh, I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah, because I mean the other movie Wind Horse was 1996. So I imagine if I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that Episode 1 holds the record for most miniatures.
F-words?
Most miniatures used in a movie. Yeah, they have more miniature sets than any other movie ever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Episode 1 is the 99 or whatever.
With the pod races and stuff.
I always forget.
Little Anakin.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right, let's finish.
Jar Jar Binks.
Let's finish some of these questions.
Is that Phantom Menace Episode 1?
Phantom Menace is the second one.
Oh, okay.
No, he's right.
No, I was asking. I don't know.
No, Episode 1 is the Phantom Menace.
Wait, is it? Oh, you're right.
Clone Wars is 2.
35 millimeter cameras.
Yeah, 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that era, the late 90s, early 2000s, is when everything started transitioning. So like post-production started becoming digital with like color correction and then actually editing everything. And then it slowly eked into digital cameras and all that. But
I remember that was a big deal about Anchorman. Was like that was one of the first comedies where they were like able to just take after take after take and riff.
Not even just riffing, but pitching lines is a big deal, or is a big thing that Adam McKay does. Is just sitting behind camera, pitching lines, and then you can just read them. You don't have to know any lines. He'll be like, "Say this," and then you say them. And then you can riff off of that, and then whatever.
That's kind of how we did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say this stuff, say that.
I think if you have funny people, that's a good way to do it. Maybe not the best, but it's definitely a good way.
And that sort of set up what the new era of comedies was going to look like, because they would basically set up a static shot of a 2-shot or a single of them, and then let them riff. So then, in this like post, because Superbad I don't think fell into that very very much, but post Superbad
felt riffed. It felt like there was a
lot of it felt riffed, but it didn't dictate the camera. I think the camera started to become a little bit more dictated and controlled by how they were trying to shoot comedies, with like letting people riff and more time, so less camera movements, less rack focusing, less dynamics in what was actually going on screen.
Which is best for comedy.
That's why comedy lighting is really flat and sort of just general.
There's not a lot of art. The art is in the jokes.
Wide shot.
I agree.
Yeah, Call Me in the Wide.
Yeah,
but,
so it'll be interesting.
And then very similar to that, Wolf of Wall Street, which may or may not, I assume, was shot on film. What they did was they would riff in rehearsal and then translate that all to script, and then that would be the script.
Yeah, that's how I like to do it. Like when we were writing our scenes, I like to do the riff in the rehearsal and then take it to screen because I get a little bit stuck in my lines, and so it's harder for me to like riff in character on camera. If that makes sense. Like it was easier to. I did it a little bit, but it was harder for me to improv on camera.
I also think it's hard to riff the same thing twice.
Well,
because it was funny in that moment, and then you got to say the exact same thing again.
That's where the talent comes in.
Yeah, because that's how you found the funny spot, and then you have to redo it, even though it was the funniest the first time you said it. But now you got to redo it.
But that's the point in film, especially comedy acting, is that when it's funniest to you, it may make you laugh, but then you get it to the point where you don't laugh
You don't
anymore,
find it funny.
But the audience is hearing it for the first time.
And Always Sunny is like the best example of that.
For sure.
They don't get it till like the 4th, 5th take, but then that's the funniest to us, but like they were laughing through the whole thing, and then sometimes they don't get it. But next question, sorry.
No, it's
Wolf of Wall Street was digital and film.
Got it.
They shot digital and film?
Yep.
Why?
I would imagine it just depended on
hybrid
what they needed.
Whoa, that's weird. I wonder if it's like a choice, because I know like there's a lot of stuff like that you don't really pick up on. Like people will change, directors will change subtle things about the aspect ratio throughout movies to sort of like give you different, and a lot of the times it's unnoticeable to people that
I was just watching Hateful Eight. And in the first act, super Western, way wider. And then when you get in the haberdashery, it kind of expanded a little bit.
Yeah, they used.
I think I might be wrong, but
no, it's the lens switches, because on the panoramic, or they're shooting Super 70, which is the widest.
That's the Western shot.
But it's the widest. Like there's only I think 30 movies have been shot on Super 70. In panoramic, so it's I don't even know the aspect ratio. It's something crazy. Yeah, it's like 1:3.
I liked it because all the subtitles fit in the black.
100%.
You know, so it just didn't get in the way of the shot.
I just like anamorphic. I like a scrunched, wider shot. It just feels more cinematic to me. But in that one in particular, I think it's the lens changes that you're seeing, because they're shooting on such wide lenses outside to really show off the landscapes, that once they get in, they shoot a little bit longer to make it feel a little more claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And so that's why you're going from probably like a 20 f-stop or something like that outside, so you can catch everything, to something lower, probably like a 4 inside. So and that is going to change how you feel in viewing it as well, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
that was the only thing I liked about Roma. I didn't like that movie. I thought it kind of sucked. But those mile-long shots had that movie were so sick.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
And Breaking Bad did that a lot too. Super wide, far away shots with wide-ass lenses. Yeah. I'm a big fan of that.
I like that too. That one of my favorite shots that Tarantino ever did was in Kill Bill 2, and it's like just of like desert mountains, and just pretty, and then he'll just like pans down to where it's Bud's like trailer.
In
this valley, but it's like just this beautiful mountain shot, and then it just sort of swoops down, and then like it feels like a miniature, but it's not.
The best I thought was that Once Upon a Time shot on the freeway, which goes from a real car. I don't know how he did this on film. Up over, and then it's miniatures.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck he did that.
I don't know.
It's seamless.
I have no idea. They used miniatures in Once Upon a Time?
Yeah.
For that.
The drive-in theater that Brad Pitt lives behind, that drive-in theater was a miniature.
Yeah, the crane shot that goes
I was like,
up,
what?
It goes up over the thing. It's fucking sick,
I didn't know
that.
So
there's like a crane shot that scoops up over the freeway, and then you're in with miniatures.
Yeah. Where did they find such little actors?
You know what?
Just central casting.
Another one of the best shots in that movie, Another one of the best shots in that movie is the crane shot at the very end where he's walking up the driveway and then you lose him in the trees.
Is that when he's invited in?
Yeah. And then it goes over the roof and then you see him again like he's coming to this new world. Oh,
he's entering the castle.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
He saved the princess.
Is that movie any good?
That shot and the opening shot are two of my favorites because the shot where it's which is a straight homage to Kubrick in A Clockwork Orange, where they get
it's the poster.
It's the close up of the painting of him in the movie,
right in front of his
and
car.
then they zoom out, and then they're in the car, and then they take off.
No, that's really
car.
cool.
It's so fucking sick, man.
I love how everybody has their own shot of how they drive down the hill.
Yes,
so you get into their personality. Yeah, that movie fucking rips.
I fucking love that.
It is a good one.
It was. I've been like, because Pulp Fiction for the longest time has been like my hangout movie for Tarantino, like where every like year or two I'll rewatch it and just hang out with.
Jackie Brown.
Like you
Jackie
feel like
Brown
you're just
is his
hanging
hangout
with
movie.
It is, but
I mean that's what he calls it.
It doesn't feel as much of a hangout, especially not like Once Upon a Time is a fucking hangout movie. Like you're just chilling with these two dudes.
The people watching, it's a hangout movie, but in a description of the movie,
like Linklater style.
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I figured this.
Like Dazed and Confused.
A lot of
shit
shit happens in
Rio Bravo is a hangout movie. Like fucking. Like you're just with these people for long periods of time.
Once Upon a Time is like if Richard Linklater was good. Controversial take.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I think he's good, but there's no.
School of Rock is amazing.
It is. I always forget that's him, and that's a masterpiece.
Amazing. It really is.
I liked it.
Damn,
Dazed and Confused is pretty good.
Dazed and Confused is. You don't like Dazed and Confused?
No,
That's one of my favorite movies
bored.
ever.
I didn't like Boy that much.
Oh,
I didn't see Slacker.
Boy.
I heard Slacker's great.
Boy is the 10-year one, right?
I didn't like Everybody Wants Some or Everybody Gets Some.
I didn't see it.
Wait, I didn't really love that either. Wait,
isn't it called
Boyhood?
Boyhood.
That's Linklater?
Yeah, the 10-year
really?
movie. Yeah, Ethan Hawke's in it.
Oh,
that's
shit.
how you know.
I didn't know that was him. Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to the second question.
I'm up 1-0.
You're up 1-0. Okay. These are my 4 favorite comedy horror movies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead,
Okay.
Club Dread, Zombieland. Those are my 4 favorite horror comedies.
Okay.
Which of those 4 movies do I think is the scariest?
I heard the last 2. Sorry, I got a text.
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Club Dread, which is a Broken Lizard movie. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking great. And Zombieland, the Jesse Eisenberg.
Hot Fuzz is my guess.
Okay. I was leaning Hot Fuzz, but I'm going to say Club Dread because it actually is kind of scary.
I grew up in the burbs a little bit, and Hot Fuzz really fucking scared me.
And yeah, and you guys.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking you said Shaun of the Dead. You said Hot Fuzz. I would maybe go Shaun of the Dead, but it's not scary, so I'm sticking with Club Dread.
Once again, you guys have picked the 2 that I was on the fence about. The answer is Hot Fuzz.
That's fair.
Because Club
It is a
Dread,
scary
Hot Fuzz
movie.
is scary.
Club Dread
Yeah, it's a scary
has
movie.
real horror beats to it.
Yeah.
But
it's
it
way
feels
sillier.
It feels more like a comedy, whereas Hot Fuzz feels like a horror movie.
Yeah.
All the way
I
through
totally
and
agree.
has
I totally
comedy
agree.
beats to it.
Totally agree.
But god damn, is Hot Fuzz a good fucking movie, man?
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is great.
It's I think it's a better movie than Shaun of the Dead. In fact, Shaun of the Dead I believe is the more enjoyable. It's like I watch it more often, but as far as like creating a movie that is like has real quality to it, as far as like just outside of being a comedy, that movie is so fucking well made, man.
I would throw People Under the Stairs into that group.
Yeah.
It's I really don't know what kind of movie they were trying to make because it's really fucked up and disturbing in some ways, but then there's some like getting hit in the nuts and like comedy beats, like slapstick beats, like what the fuck is happening? But it's still a fun movie. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think movies like Get Out found the right sort of balance in having humor in the movie while keeping it a horror story. And I think Hot Fuzz is the only one on this list that does that.
Did you watch The Watchers yet on Netflix?
No, what's The Watchers?
Based on a real house where people were getting
It's based on a house?
It's based on a real story about this house that people move in and they get these like really fucked up letters and that they're being watched and all this stuff. So they made a Netflix series about it, kind of based on the true story. Still an unsolved mystery to this day, so not the best ending for the series.
Interesting.
But a lot of comedic actors are in it, and they do such a good job in horror.
Yeah.
Like when they take it seriously, like they do such a good job. Like the woman from Legally Blonde that does like the bend and snap, like she's very, you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Well, she's in a ton of stuff.
I can't think of her name.
I think she's in Best of Show as well, I think. But she's in it. A bunch of comedic actors are in it, and you're like, and they just hit horror so well, especially if there's a little bit of funniness to it, which this has.
Is it Parker Posey?
No.
Whatever.
I'll look it up.
Whatever.
Next question.
All right, next question. You guys are tied up, and I'm just gonna leave you tied up and get out of here.
Remember BTK Killer, man? He was nuts.
He was crazy, wasn't he?
Jennifer Coolidge is who you're thinking
Yes.
of.
Coolidge. Okay.
Jennifer Coolidge.
All right, the tiebreaker, and my favorite question. I want to chat about this a little bit.
Nope.
These are 3 horror movies or scary movies, thriller. I don't know. 3 movies within the genre that I almost loved. I almost loved them. The Purge, Midsommar, and Strangers. Do you guys know those movies?
I do.
You know them?
Yeah.
Okay. I almost loved them. There was one scene or sequence or aspect of each movie that kind of ruined it for me. 2 of the movies, it was the ending that did it. Which of these 3 movies was it the opening that ruined the movie for me?
Midsommar.
What are they again? Midsommar.
Purge,
The Purge.
Midsommar, and Strangers. And I think that there are aspects of the movie, all 3 of them, that slight adjustments would have made them amazing movies.
I just watched Midsommar 2 nights ago, and I thought it was great.
I loved it, but I could see why the first
The intro,
act.
I think, makes the movie. So maybe I disagree with you on that, but I don't remember the beginning of The Strangers. What was the third one?
The Purge.
The Purge. I think that's a great setup for The Purge, so I'd probably agree with you, but I'll pick one of the other 2.
So Strangers.
Strangers, yeah. I'll go Strangers. I don't even remember the beginning.
The answer is Midsommar.
Yeah. But why?
The intro bothered me a little bit too.
I thought the intro was great.
So
First of all, way too long.
yeah, it was too long.
That's a different argument.
For me, and this is how so let's talk about what the intro is, and then I'll tell you how I think they should have done it, and how I watched it the second time and why I think it works.
By the way, that's 3 weeks in a row, bitch.
What, that you've won? Okay, so what time are we at right now? 1:07.
Hour 7.
Get out of here in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that works.
That works for me.
Okay.
Are we going to do recommendations?
I'd like to.
Okay,
So
well,
let's get through this really quick, and then we'll do
Well,
recommendations.
no rush. If this takes us the end, that's fine too.
Okay. So the opening sequence is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only seen the movie twice, and I didn't watch the opening sequence.
I watched
the
it
second
on
time.
Showtime, and I got to the point where they were at the May Queen dance. So
Okay.
I didn't watch it from the beginning, but
You
from
didn't
there,
watch.
it was
Okay,
perfect.
okay.
The movie's great.
So let's talk about the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong in the sequence of events. So we see the death that's occurred in the house
Suicide.
first.
Murder-suicide.
Correct.
Murder-suicide,
That's
yes.
the very first
Yeah,
thing that
yeah,
we
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Then we meet our antagonist, the main character, the girl,
crying
The
girl.
howling cry.
crying.
The gnarliest cry.
And
Like
she's
the
trying.
realest cry.
She's trying to reach
why I loved it.
her sister. Correct.
Yes.
And can't do that. That's our
On Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Calling. That's our introduction to her. Correct. Is being
yes.
hysterical about her sister.
Yes.
We as an audience already know
They're dead.
that they're all dead.
Yep.
Then we get the intro to the boyfriend and the friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they are all talking shit about how she is consistently hysterical about things, a downer overall.
Lost
blah,
her whole
blah, blah.
family. You know what a
That-
bitch.
They
Yet,
don't.
though.
They don't know that yet.
They don't know that.
They
yet.
don't know that?
No,
No, that's the whole
nobody
point.
knows it.
Nobody knows that yet.
Oh, I
They're-
didn't watch it recently.
So
or
they're
that part.
So as they are talking shit, The boyfriend gets calls from the girl. Mm-hmm. Then it is revealed he ignores it, blah, blah, blah. He says stuff like, because she's looking for her sister, he says stuff like, she's done this before, blah, blah, blah.
She's always doing this shit.
Always.
Yeah.
They're trying to get her to dump him.
Then he gets him to dump her.
Yeah.
Then they get the information that it's real and that the family's dead. All of her hysteria that is going on in this scene,
the howling cry, and then the shot through the window.
Real,
it's great.
Is all real. Okay, that when I watched that the first time, I couldn't enjoy the rest of the movie because I was stuck with how they revealed everything in the beginning. It didn't make any sense to me to reveal the death up front. It felt like a cheap, like horror movie trope to try and be like. Because most of the movie, the first whole act of the movie doesn't have any horror elements really. And it felt like a cheap way to give you a horror element up front,
which you're supposed to do,
to give you time to wait for the. But what they should have done, in my opinion, is open the movie cold open with the boyfriend and his friends talking shit about her. And that is our introduction to her, that she is this hysterical person, blah, blah, blah. And then, still through the lens of the boyfriend and the friends, we find out that the family is dead. And then we meet her, and then we see the family dead there. So we're going from how she is viewed to who she really is. And then that, in my opinion, is a way better setup for everything else that's happening in the story. It's a better setup for her character in particular. It's a better setup for the friends and the boyfriend for how they view her and the dynamics between how she's viewed and what is really going on. In my opinion, that would fix it. And at least for me, it would make it like a 10 in a 5-star movie, whereas it's a 4-star movie for me.
I just remember the tone. I haven't seen it in so long. There was some tonality issues I had with it. Where
in the beginning, or
like the whole first act, like it just seemed like they were kind of inconsistent with like. I can't remember. I got to watch it again, but I remember being like they would like switch between joking and crying in this way that like didn't make sense to me as like a real person. But then when they got to Sweden, I was fully on board.
I agree. And
then I got mad at her at the end.
Did you?
Oh my God.
Well,
it's just like, see, you're sad and like I don't like the guy cheat. All he did was cheat on her, and he gets burned to death. And it's like that's not even that big of a deal.
See, that's another thing. Like,
but I mean, I liked it. I like.
You got to consider they're both, including her, very intoxicated.
Yeah, tripping hard on.
No, I don't disagree with it, and I think it accomplished something. Like me getting mad at it is valuable.
Yeah, I think I think and not to make it a sexist thing, but I think a lot of women who watch it are supposed to be on her side, and a lot of guys who watch it are supposed to feel offended.
Yeah.
I think
who's
that's
the
like
main character? I think that's important to establish.
I think she's the main character.
I definitely think she is.
Yeah, I don't think it's even a debate. I think that she's playing this like heroic villain.
I don't think you're supposed to root for her by the end. I think you're supposed to see that she took it too far.
Well, see, I think that it's her leaving her old life and getting used to what this sort of civilization is like now. It's like her shift into being okay with this new reality of like.
But we don't even know if she's safe at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ari Aster said, "This is a breakup movie. This is a movie about a breakup." And so I think all the way they set it up as him being not a great boyfriend, but didn't really do anything that bad, and him wanting to get out of it, I think it's setting up the fact that she is being taken advantage of by this outside source and creating her to do something so gnarly, and it's all supposed to represent what you go through in a breakup. You know?
No, I
like you kill someone.
I don't dislike the choice.
You love each other when you break up with them. So I think that's what it was kind of going for.
Yeah, I don't dislike the choice as far as Ari Aster goes. I think that it could have been, and this is something that I'll talk about The Strangers as well. I think that it could have been pretty powerful for her to save them in the final shot, to be them just quietly sitting on a plane home and dealing with everything that's going on.
I think the ending is perfect. in that way. And I think you are supposed to say, he didn't even do anything. And that's what a breakup feels like.
Yeah.
He didn't even do anything to deserve that. What did he do? Like, he was taken advantage of in this situation. He, like, especially leading up to that, like, this whole new community, which could be a family or it could be a new group of friends or whatever, has absorbed her, and he didn't even really do anything. It was her friends that fucked him up, you know?
Right, but also, I mean, they need a sacrifice, and that's just their culture.
Yeah, well, she had a choice.
Sure.
Yeah. She could have chosen at random one of the guys who was pulled out of the ball machine.
I would choose my ex 100% of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's kind of what it comes down to. This is her new family. Why would she subject this new person that she barely knows to death when this guy just betrayed her in her eyes?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's the only thing that doesn't sit is that she's lost everyone.
Yeah.
Like just a few weeks prior to this.
She's volatile.
And so but the idea of her being willing to lose
she's blowing
another person to death
Burn
as
it down.
opposed to
Burn
just
it
like
down,
yeah, no, I agree. I don't hate the choice overall. I had much more of an issue with the opening than I did with anything else that happened in the movie.
That's what I was saying with who's the main character. That's why we don't get the guy's point of view first. It's her story. She's
right, but I think getting their point of view sets up her as the main character better than just seeing her dealing with stuff alone. I think that is a good intro to who she is and why she's the main character.
Because they still would be talking about exclusively her.
They're talking directly about her, yeah. And it'd feel more like in a Pulp Fiction sense where they talk about, they talk about Mia Wallace in that opening scene, and then you get her and you have some sort of background of who she is when you get to that character.
I think it is a little bit of that horror movie trope of like, let's hit them off with something gnarly to start, which I think works. There's a reason it's a trope. It works. It's a smart thing to do, to be like, holy shit, we just saw some really graphic imagery of this dead family and the dead girl with the tubes running all the way from the garage to her room.
Yeah.
You know that she just killed everybody. Set it from there. I think that's a great start. And it grabs you. If we go right into a cold open of 3 guys talking in a bar, or 4 guys, I guess it's 4 guys.
But they're at their house, aren't they? They're just like sitting in a living room.
Yeah, you're right. But aren't they at a bar and then they go back to the apartment? Or no,
I think
he wants to go out. He asked her. She doesn't want to go. She's already upset.
Yeah.
I forget.
But I just feel like, because it's literally 5 minutes, that whole sequence.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we can quickly
Brian
go
wins.
through these other. Yeah, Brian
once
wins
again.
I want to talk about, because the Purge.
He got to guess first twice out of 3, so unfair.
It's you guys guess. You can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess together. But the Purge was another one that I thought.
Fuck off,
Just
loser.
Just shut up.
Nobody wants to hear from you.
Did you see
the winner?
Have you seen The Strangers?
Yeah.
You seen Strangers?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I thought that one was and spoiler alert. I thought that one, the ending, because the whole movie was fucking great, building all this tension. You just have strangers literally like stalking your house and come in your house.
Very creepy.
Like a friend comes over to check on you and they accidentally shoot the friend in the head. Like, so
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so when you get to the very end of the movie,
just checking in on you,
which is the strangers have captured and tied up the couple that live in the house.
Yeah.
The only violence that has happened the entire movie up to that point is that
their friend.
The occupants of the house shot their friend. They're the only ones that are liable for any violence. And the movie ends with the 3 strangers slowly stabbing the 2 tied up people in the stomach,
which is
just literally just like this, and just leaving them there to die, and then they just leave, and that's it. And it ruined the movie for me, and I still think to this day.
You think?
I think if they had them tied up, all that, they pulled out the knife like they were gonna kill them, and then they just sit it on their lap and leave. I think that is the whole tension of what that movie is setting up. You never see who they are. You are the ones that are liable for this whole scene in your house. You have a dead person in your house. Like, That is everything that's set up for that movie was to not
set them up for
was
something.
to not do anything to them.
Yeah.
Was to just creep them out. And the only death that occurred was because of the fear that they instilled in these people. It would have set it up for sequels. It would have it would have made it a more dynamic ending for sure. It bored me the fuck out. I'm they literally just did this.
But I think
it was lame. Like if you're going to have a horror movie that's based in fear and tension, let that be the driving force. It's like there was no need to just stab them in the stomach at the end. It made it really like lame to me.
I get what you're saying, but I kind of disagree. I think the really simple version of killing, it's not over the head. It's just like, you're tied up. I'm killing you. Like that's so gnarly.
Yeah. It just didn't play as like this gnarly sequence.
I can see it.
I don't know
what you're saying, but you're right. Anything with a huge buildup, it's almost impossible to pay off, especially like a whodunit, like anybody could have done it kind of thing.
I just don't.
And at the end, they're like, the dog did it or whatever. It's like
same thing with The Purge. Is the whole movie? The basis of the movie is that one night a year, everybody can kill and do crimes and blah 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 whatever. Ethan Hawke and his family have basically a security system that prevents anyone from getting in their house. So all you have to do is chill in the house overnight and you're fine. The youngest son of the family opens the garage to let some roaming dude out in the street who was being chased.
Hunted, yeah.
They let him in. And then that is why all these people start getting in their house and murder starts happening. And then at the end, the dude that the kid saves is still alive and fine. The kid's family, other than his dad, is totally fine, and then that's just it. The guy just walks away, and then they just go back to normal life. But it should have been the kid's entire family should have been killed, and then it's only the kid and the guy that he saves left over, and he basically traded his family for this guy.
I disagree. I think that you could go either way with like a lesson, a toll for a toll, but you could go the happy ending where they kill all the outsiders and then there's one last thing where maybe the guy they let in is bad.
But the guy, they kill the dad off, and then the guy is like, thanks for saving me, and then he just leaves, and then it's the mom, the daughter, and the
other
son.
family is in there, or is that it?
No, I don't think there's another family.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know.
I hear you.
That shit just doesn't sit well with me, but what are you going to do?
There's a whole series called How It Should Have Ended.
Really?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out.
Check it out. They're animated. They're
do we have time for suggestions, or you just want to get out of here?
You're good. You can go ahead. I got to get out of here shortly, but I have time for that.
Let's do 5 minutes. All right, Brian. This is how we're going to finish the show.
Do you have any? Yeah, you set it up.
Since you won, you get to go first.
Yes, sir.
You can recommend anything that you want. I would say today maybe we don't do movies because we talked about movies a lot. Mm-hmm. But so then whatever you recommend can be a song, an album, an artist.
Mississippi pot roast.
A Mississippi pot roast, yeah. It could be a recipe. It could be a recipe, anything you want. If you do a song, I can't do a song. And then so Bo is going to go last since he didn't win today.
Yeah.
And he's got to recommend whatever's left
options over. Open.
So yeah, any recommendations from you? Song?
What do I have to recommend
music,
for this week?
Food?
Shit.
Maybe we should put some effort into this before.
Yeah, I wish I had thought ahead of time because I don't know what I've.
You can do a movie.
Yeah, you can do a movie. Maybe that's the winner gets to do a movie because that's the
movie.
easiest one.
I'm drawing a blank, even with movies included.
Yeah.
I'm so good at what not to recommend. I would recommend against.
Tell somebody to not watch a movie.
I don't know if I saw Willie Nelson last night, and it was really fun, but I don't.
Dropped something over there.
There was 12,000 people. There was a concert. That's name dropping. I was at a Rams game. Oh, okay, Mr. Hollywood.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I don't necessarily recommend seeing him. He's 89 years old.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
It was good though. He had
did his
moments
son
where
play
he sounded
anything?
good.
Was his son there?
He had two sons playing there. He had one like artsy fartsy like Sid from Toy Story weird kid who sang like awful song where he's like meowing like a cat. And
that
like,
sounds awesome.
But Lucas is good. Was he there?
His other son, is that a bluesy guy?
Yes.
Yeah. He sang. He was good. Willie sounded like Willie had like moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
But his hands looked scary as fuck on the Jumbotron, and I couldn't tell if it was good that he was out there.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was okay.
He was there.
He was kind of.
He's getting up there.
He had moments where he was just somewhere else. He was just like gone, and then he had moments of great Willie. But I would.
Me too.
That's what my girlfriend tells me.
Yeah. I've got a great Willie.
Got moments of great Willie.
Moments of great Willie.
Flashed moments of brilliance with that there Willie boy.
All right, fuckers. Maybe we'll hold this recommendation until next. What do you got to recommend?
I'm gonna recommend my buddy is the head chef of this restaurant called Nossa Caipirinha Bar. It's a Southern Brazilian-inspired gathering place in the heart of Los Angeles. Open Wednesday through Monday at 4 p.m. till I don't know. Follow them at Caipirinha Bar LA. That's CAIPIRINHA.
Well, this is just an ad.
Yeah. I wish I had more eyes in it.
No, it's a great.
Where is it?
It's in like Los Feliz area.
Okay. Nice.
Check that out. My buddy Rory, hit him up. Tell him our podcast sent you. He'll hook you up for like maybe like one thing of fries or something.
That's
the best you're gonna get.
Nice. Yeah. Tell him we sent you. And
it's also very good.
He'll be like, who?
I'm a fan.
Hell yeah. Well. Oh shit! What do I recommend? You were supposed to go last. I'm gonna recommend.
I thought you were looking over to me.
I'm gonna recommend Adidas Boost slides. These are my favorite. These are my favorite slides.
Dude.
These are made by Pharrell, so they have nice little extra padding up top. They have a strap. This is the most comfortable slide.
Pharrell,
in my
the
opinion.
happy guy?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
He has a partnership with.
That's his
Adidas,
only song that he's made. I've heard.
And they do. Yeah, that's the only one. But yeah,
when you write one of the most annoying songs in the history
Adidas
of music,
I do fucking.
It was
hate
for
that
Despicable
song.
Me too. Give him a break.
I hate that song, but yeah, it is what it is. Bo, hit him with the socials.
At Bone Thugs and eHarmony is my Instagram. At Bo's Backyard Burgers LA. We're in the process of moving and being flooded and having locusts and whatnot. So don't have any setup bars this weekend because we're going to be in the middle of some shit. But follow us on Instagram. We post it. Check it out and check us out on YouTube at What's Wrong With Me Podcast. That's it for me.
There it is, Mr. Brian Vokey on Instagram.
Mr. Brian Vokey on Instagram. Also, if you follow Kyle Dunnigan 1 on Instagram, I've been writing with him lately. So he's been putting out some sketches. We just put one out today that we worked on. Jordan Peterson, Motivational Warning to Women.
He's very funny.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot. That's been consuming my life recently.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Hell yeah. Check out my other podcast, Getting Doug with High, that I do with Doug Benson and Alicia Glass every Tuesday. That's on patreon.com/gettingdoug. Hopefully we'll have live episodes starting next month for the Patreon members, and we're going to start putting out episodes on the YouTubes for you cheapos. Yeah. Instagram at Rizzo, like Bo said, What's Wrong With Me podcast on YouTube. And I think that's it. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's 5 it out.